Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, PowerAddiction. Today I'm going to do a video on changing the oil on a 2018 F150 5.0. Also, I'm going to measure the oil when I am done removing it so I can see how much oil I have burned through. It's a common issue with 2018 19s. Well, I know with the 18, it's a common issue, oil consumption. I honestly don't know what the damage or extent can be from it. I know that my truck burns. Well, we'll see how much it burns, but last time it burned 2 quarts, 2.5 quarts, something like that in 5,000 miles. So that's kind of excessive in my book. So we'll see. Stay tuned. So these are the things you're going to need to change your oil. You need a bucket. That's your oil drain pan. Since regular oil drain pans, the oil comes out of the forge so fast, it sprays everywhere. I just put it into the bucket, and then I pour it from the bucket into the empty containers after I fill up the oil in the truck. You need, that's my son. He's getting crazy over there. Anyways, you need your filter wrench, your filter, your oil, a new drain plug. Ford recommends, I read somewhere Ford recommends changing the drain plug every time you change the oil. It's like $5, so I don't think it's necessary, but I'm going to change the drain plug every time I change the oil. And I keep my receipts just in case they try to say that if I blow my engine that I'm the reason I didn't maintain my vehicle or whatever. I change my oil whenever the oil light comes on. Sometimes it's 3,000 miles. So I mean the oil life reminder. Sometimes it's 3,000 miles when I tow my trailer a lot. Sometimes it goes to 7,500, somewhere in there. But anyways, and then you need a funnel to pour the oil back in. And that's pretty much it. The rag to wipe your hands. I do put my truck up on wheel lifts, ramps. The reason why I do this isn't because you can't get underneath it, but it pitches the truck back. So when you take the oil filter off, it has a little drain pan underneath that can flow forward or backwards. And if you have it pitched back, it'll actually drain from that pan out to the back flow. There's like a little, I don't know what the hell it's called. Anyways, it's a little fucking pan, where catch pan like kind of thing. Here, let's see if we can see it. Yeah, see this little plastic thing right here, that has a little flow down lip, and on the back it has a flow down lip. I can't see that from here, but anyways, there's one in the front, one in the back, and if you lift the front end, the oil, when it comes out of the oil filter up there, it drips down onto that pan, and it'll actually flow back here instead of up here. First thing that I like to do is, that's good. The first thing I like to do is take the oil cap off. Set it to the, I just stick it up on the, wherever I can find a spot. Right here on the battery is good, whatever. Take that off. I put the funnel in there just so I have it and I know where it is. So I set the funnel in there. And I have to pour the oil in, I'm good. I leave the dipstick in for now. Now I'm going to go underneath and I'm going to start draining the oil. I honestly think that Ford wanted me to stick a bucket underneath this thing. That's the way it comes out and it splashes from back there. I'm actually in front of the truck, so we're looking back at the oil pan, but it's pretty simple actually. This plug, the plug's right there. I just reach up, make sure it's not hot. My truck was running not that long ago, so it is kind of warm, but I can get in there and turn it. Turn the plug. Be careful, because when you let the plug go, it's gonna start pissing out. So I try to do this. I don't know if you can see, it's pretty clear actually. My oil's pretty good. But the oil light did come on at 3,000 miles, so I got like 4,000, maybe 4,200 or something on here. And I decided to just change it because that's what the oil life was telling me to do. It looks really clear right now, so I'm sure you can see that. But once the oil is almost drained, you can just let go of the plug and let it fall in the bucket. I just hold the plug from the back. You can see my finger, it's not getting any oil on it. It's just the plug holding it so it don't come out of the hole. And all the oil is just pouring down. It's actually pretty simple if you use a bucket. Let my truck sit for a little bit because all the oil that's like up high and that's like saturated all over the inside of the motor will just kind of settle and drip down into a lot of it will settle down in the pan. So you get everything out pretty much. But you can see now there's really nothing coming out. I mean, a little bit, but it's not super high flow. And I'm sure in a couple seconds it's gonna stop flowing altogether. So I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna actually pull this out and let it fall into the bucket since we're throwing it out. Put it in the bucket. Let that sit for a minute so that this will stop dripping down. And once it's done, you can put the new plug in. Hey buddy, can you hand me the drain plug? Hand it to me. Oh, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. That's my mechanic helper right there, my little boy Grayson. He's my buddy. Alright, so now it's almost done dripping down. It's got like a little tiny bit coming down. Now it's starting to drip. It was just slowly flowing, but so now I take the new plug. I like to get a little oil on that ring there I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I get a little oil on the ring there so that it doesn't dry out. I doubt it will, not in 3,000 miles, but I got a little oil on my hand, I don't care. But anyways, so we put the plug back in like this. You turn it, it locks, snaps into place right about there. A little more, but pretty close. I gotta move the bucket to tighten it down. Alright, so. Oh shit, that's hot. The sway bar is hot from all the oil on it. And then it clips into place right there. See it? It's got stops and everything. So we're good there. Now the next thing we're going to do is go up and pour new oil in. Oh no, I'm sorry, we're not going to do that yet. I'm losing my mind. I'm recording, I'm not thinking. I'm going to put the bucket up close to the front and I'm going to take the oil filter off. Now I've seen a couple Facebook posts. How do you get this off with the stuff in the way, blah blah blah. It's actually really simple. So if you are having problems getting it off, you probably should take it to an oil place, because I don't know if you've ever changed an oil before. Not trying to be rude, just being factual. So that right there is what I was talking about on the back side of the drip pan. So that's going to drip down and into the bucket when I pull this filter right now. So I'm going to take the wrench off because it's already loose, and I'm going to twist this. And oil is actually going to come out. So you can hear it, and now you can see it. Buddy, what's up? So, once you hear that slowing down with the oil dripping, you can actually turn this more, because that means that the filter is pretty much almost empty. And then what I do is pull the filter, tilt it more, so it pours down. All of the oil comes out. So I'm going to let that drain for a minute. And once I'm going to grab the new filter, and I'm going to put the new filter on. So we're letting that drain. I'm grabbing the new filter. I'm actually pretty impressed. I'm one-handing this. Got the new filter. I like to put oil around that ring right there, so we're going to go ahead and put a little dab of oil on that ring. Let me set this down. Put oil on my finger. Put a little oil on the ring, on the gasket, whatever you want to call it. So we put a little oil on there. I'll put a little more on there. I got some oil on the ground right here, actually, that I'm dipping my finger in. Anyways, so I got oil on there. The old one seems like it's pretty much empty. I'm going to pull that down. Set this here. So I'm going to pull this one down. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to set it on the ground right here so that it doesn't leak anymore. I'll leave that bucket there for a minute. Take the new one. Make sure you don't put the old one back on. You shouldn't, but take the new one. Go up in there. Spin it by hand. I always spin it until I can't spin it. With my hand no more, my neck is kinked up. It's always fun. I'm getting too old. Alright. And then I'll give it like a quarter turn with the wrench. So the other thing too, when your things up on the wheel stands, you can actually fit your head up inside here really pretty well. You can probably sit down in this area here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a little extra quarter turn if I can get this fucking thing to work. There we go. Alright, cool. That should be good. Shouldn't go anywhere. Now the new one's on. And we are going to go up and put oil in here. I'm going to put 8.8 quarts. I'm going to put 8.8 quarts because that's what it calls for. But I'm going to show you where it goes on the line. And then I'm going to put the rest of the quart in there. So I'm going to put 9 quarts total. When you see where 8.8 brings it to halfway mark on the hatches, the 9 quarts brings it up to the top of the hatches. But since I've been losing oil, I put 9 quarts in, and then I'll check it in like 1,500, 2,000 miles, and I'll end up probably putting another quart in. Who knows? Anyways, all I know is that my truck eats oil. It's not like an imaginary thing. It's actually doing it. I honestly don't think it's that bad for the engine, as long as there's not like any damage to like the cats or anything like that. But I also put a QTP, it's an aggressor pipe on. It's a cutout with a resonator delete. I'm gonna have a video for that too. That I put on, and inside the exhaust was pretty dry and clean. It didn't look like oil was getting through there. The old one was pretty nice. Anyways, so let's go put the oil in. I get close to 8, and then I gotta keep checking just to make sure I don't over oil it. But I got a small funnel here, so if I spill some, it's because I'm an idiot and I got a small funnel. But it's the funnel I've had for years. Oh shit! There we go. That's what's left in there. There's a little over a quart. It's like 1 2/10 of a quart. So I don't mark it exactly, but it's pretty damn close. So you know what you're normally supposed to put in, and then we'll go to see what it puts on the stick. I actually have to start my truck, roll my truck back off these ramps so it gets level. And let me move all this stuff out from underneath. Now we're gonna go check the oil with the 8.8 quarts in the engine and see where it shows on the dip. So the first thing we're gonna do is wipe the stick. We're gonna reinsert. That's what she said. We're gonna reinsert down in there. Now we take it back out, and we should be able to see. So you can't really see it because it's wet, but maybe you can. I don't know if you can. but there's like a point, and it's right here where my fingernail tip is. I don't know if you can see it, but that's almost to the top of the crosshairs. It's actually like 3/4 of the way, maybe 2/3, somewhere around there. You can see it. Anyways, now we're gonna put the rest of that quart in there, and I should have 1 quart left inside the container, and that should bring it to the top of the crosshairs. So I put the rest of the oil in, well, not the rest, the rest of the quart. So it's got 9 quarts in instead of 8.8. That should bring it right to the top of the crosshairs. We're gonna see right now. So I'm gonna wipe it again, reinsert, and then we're gonna check it. So right, exactly 9 quarts is exactly, I don't know if you can see it. 9 quarts is right at the top of the crosshairs. It's like the very top line on it. I don't even know if I'm in focus here. Can't tell. But yeah, anyways, it's perfect. 9 quarts. It should put 9 quarts in the damn thing anyways. It's not overflowing if it's just at the top of the crosshairs. It don't even reach the second hole. Anyways, so that's 9 quarts. And we're going to find out in a couple thousand miles how she held up with oil consumption. I'm not going to bring it to the dealer, not now, but I guarantee you it probably will be making a trip to the dealership if it doesn't get any better, and I doubt it will. There's no way it can. I don't know how it can. Anyways, I'm going to show you how I pour the oil back into the containers to find out how much oil I've used so far. So I use that same funnel. I take that 5-gallon bucket and I slowly pour it into I set it inside the containers that I use to pour the oil into my truck. I set the funnel in there and I pour the bucket in there. I won't do that whole messy part because I doubt I'll spill some, but I might. We'll see. Actually, I will. So anyway, so watch. Can you see it? Can you see it? I can't tell if you can see it. Can you see it? We're going to lift it up a little bit here. Now you can see it for sure. So if I spill some, sorry. So that's right around 4 quarts. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a little over 4 quarts. It's actually 4 liters. In this one, there's only a line up to 4 quarts. So we're gonna go and get another can, and we're gonna add to that one too. So this one has. We're gonna add this. Make this exactly. And take a little bit out of here so that we can get 4 on here. So this should be 4 quarts right here. We're gonna see. Right at the 4 quarts. Like a hair, maybe a hair under. And this one is at about 3 1/4. Oh no, that's quarts, is almost 3 1/2 quarts. So that means there's 7 1/2 quarts. I've put a total of 10 quarts in my truck since. Awesome. Love you, buddy. Love you. The reason I live. All my kids. Anyways, so there's 7 1/2 quarts. I've put a total of 10 quarts into my truck. So it has burned a total of 2.5 quarts in. So I have 28,614.9 miles. And my last oil change was at, so on 8/7, I replaced the oil with Motorcraft 5W20 and a filter, Motorcraft filter, and a new drain plug. I also replaced the cabin filter, but I replaced the oil at 24,771. To how much? At that point, I lost 2 quarts in 4,600 miles. So let's see something. Okay, so I've lost 2.5 quarts in 3,843 miles. I've lost 2.5 quarts. I don't know if that's a lot, but I'm going to assume that that's a shit ton of oil to lose. So last time I lost 2 quarts in whatever it said on there, 4,600 miles. This time I lost 2.5 quarts in 3,843. So it's either getting, I towed more, I don't really know exactly, but we got a problem. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens with the oil consumption issue. My neighbor's coming to say hi. I gotta rev my engine for him.